Hello everyone, I'm Jaykirti from TYCSE AIDS and today's topic is content based filtering. It is a type of a recommendation system technique where in this session you will be knowing what is content based filtering, fundamental techniques in the recommendation systems, and we will explore how it works and its advantages and disadvantages and interview questions and how it faces the challenges. Every content related to the content based filtering we will learn in this session. Okay, and we will be going with the first slide. What is content based filtering? Do anyone know what is content based filtering? If no, you can answer the question in the comment box, and if you don't know, I will explain in this session what is content based filtering. A content based filtering is about the system analyst, means it is based on the item feature and the user preference. Means the system analyzes the characteristics of the items and matches them to what the user has previously liked. Means when we when we go to the e-commerce website or any apps or the application, when we use that application, everything is observed by the recommendation system. Means if we like an item, or we are continuously watching that item, then recommendation system will suggest related to that items. Means they watch our history and the preference, everything they watch, and related to that item, similar item is provided, and they give the recommendation to the users. Okay, for example, Netflix recommending the movies with the same lead actor or the director from previously watched content. Means if you like a movie like action thrilling, like action means Pushpa or Bahubali, we see now, means it is a kind of a action movies where we like the more about the action movies and will search more about the action, then the recommendation system will suggest about more about the action and thrilling movies with the same director. Okay, and the next point is about the data, independent data. Wait a second, 1 minute. With independent data, it works without other users data. Means content based filtering works independently from what the others do. It focuses only on the individual users. Means it only focuses on the one user at a time. When we see those application, it observes our each and every moment. Okay, and with our data, it recommendates what we likes and what we dislikes. Okay, one example is movie recommendation and similar to liked ones. Means when we like those movies of the same genre, then it suggests the same genre movies. Means when we like the comedy movies more, or we watch the comedy movies more and more than the recommendation or the content based filtering, it suggests us. In this way it works. In the next slides, it is about the key components. In that we having the item features, user profile, and the similarity measures. Okay, in the item features, attributes like generic characters and the tags defines the item. Means for example, a laptop on the Flipkart may have features like brand, RAM, size, and SSD and HDD, means software and the hardware. In this, the item feature works. And the second example of item feature is a movie on the Netflix includes the tag like thriller, crime based on the, means it is having the components of, means shall we take the example of movie, in that we have the genre means comedy, romantic, or thrilling, or action, and category it is kind of same like genre, and tags and keywords, this all are the components of the item features. Okay, and user profile, interested inference inferred from previously liked or rated items, means explicitly rating implicit interaction purchase history. Means a collection of user interests based on the past activity, explicitly rating or browsing behavior. For example, a reader on Kindle who reads books about physiology will develop a profile favoriting the genre. And the second example, a Spotify user who likes instrumental tracks may have a profile centered on embedded music. Okay, so similarity measure algorithm like cosine similarity and quantify them relevance. Cosine similarity and checkered similarity and Leucian distance. Okay, for example, the cosine similarity checks the angle between the features vectors for a product and a user profile, and Leucian distance calculates how far apart of two sets of attributes are, like example color, size and brand. Okay, and the next slide is about how it works step by step. We having the extract features and build user profiles and compare new items and recommend items. Okay, in the extract features, metadata and the text are proceed. Means collected all descriptive data or metadata from the items like title, genre, tags, etc. For example, getting genres and the themes from a movie database. Okay, and the build user profile from liked or rating items. Okay, in that it summarizes the user interests from the items they have interacted with. For example, if a user buys 3 graphic novels, their profile includes graphic fiction. Or another example is of if a student watches only the Python tutorials, the profile emphasizes the programming content. Do you understanding, guys? And the next one is about the compare new items against the user profile. Means match new item features to the user profile. For example, comparing her newly added laptops spice to a user profile of preferred tech. Okay, another example is matching a new article's tags to your previous reading history. Okay, and the next one is recommended items. The most similar ones are suggested. In that, chosen items with the highest similarity. For example, suggesting a movies with the same themes as the one you liked. And second example is suggesting a product with the same style or users category. In this way, the content based filtering works. And the next one is the example of a movie recommendation. It is a one kind of content based filtering. In that, we can see the users and the movie 1 and the movie 2 and the movie 3. Do anyone know this example? If no, then you can answer the question in the comment box. If don't know, then I will explain in the session. And this diagram indicating that the movie 1, movie 2 and movie 3, the user 1, user 2 likes and dislikes. In the movie 1, the user 1 is rating out of 5, he is rating 3. And in the movie 2, he has a 0 rating. And in movie 3, the user 1 has 1 out of 5 rating. Okay, so the user 2 likes movie 1 out of 5, he likes the 2. And in the movie 2, the user 2 likes out of 5, he likes the 4 rating. He has given the 4 rating. Means user 1 and user 2 have the similar rating, because movie 1 and movie 2 is liked by the user 1 and user 2. And if movie 3 if movie 3 is rated by the user 1 out of 5, he has rated 1 for the movie 3, then the user 2 may dislike this movie because the 3 movies rating is appropriate same for the user 1 and user 2. In this way the recommendation system works. Means he takes the user's rating or likes or dislikes from that movie and he suggests the same movie to the same features the user contain. Means user like the action movie, then user enjoys the action movies like the Avengers. Okay, the profile update, the user profile is updated to reflect the prefers action movies. Okay, suggest action movies, system recommended similar action films based on the genre and the action. Means based on the same users features, he recommended the another users also the same movie. Okay, and we will go to the next slide. There are some advantages of content based filtering. In this, highly personalized and small user based and no other user data and content centric. Okay, so the first one is highly personalized, in that tailored to the individual tested. So for example, Spotify mixes built just for your music taste, right? Means it is personalized because it works on the individual data. In the small user base, effective without large user data. In this, it works even if there aren't many users. Okay, for example, a new video platform recommendates based on your user views alone. Okay, so no other user data. In this, completely private and individualized. There is no public, it is the privately work and independent of the community interaction. For example, medical recommendation apps suggesting a diet plans based only on your preference. Do you understand? And the last one is the content centric. It focuses on the item and the attributes. In this, it focuses on the attributes, not external behavior. For example, movie suggestion based on the storyline and the genre. And another example is of suggesting the article based on the keywords in the text. Okay, and the next slide is about the disadvantages. Over specialization, new item, cold start and metadata dependency. Okay, so over specialization limits diversity and recommends similar items. Means recommends only the similar things, user may miss out on the variety. For example, always getting horror movie if you liked one, and always seeing science books if you rated a few highly. Okay, over specialization means if you like that movie, then you may suggest the always same kind of movies. Okay, and new item cold start. In this, not recommended new items without features. Means if a new item lacks features, it can't be recommended. Okay, for example, a new product without description isn't matched. Or one more example is a new course without topic tag isn't shown. Okay, and the third one is the metadata dependency, in that relies on the rich and accuracy item metadata. In that, a mislabeled genre on the Netflix leads to the wrong recommendations. And the another example is a poorly written product description affects discoverability. Okay, and there are some applications. It may on the Netflix, Amazon, Spotify, and new aggregators. This all are based on recommendation system or the content based filtering. When a user particularly like the same genre, same kind of movies or the actions, anything, then the recommendation system works, and they they works on our data and suggests that the user what likes, what dislikes, what he may be taken the next step, what he likes to watch more and more, than that system will suggest us each and everything related to our genre. Okay, in the Netflix movies and the TV show recommendation is done. In the Amazon, product recommendation based on the browsing. Okay, when we like the same product, then on this that same product it may be recommended us. In the Spotify, it is a kind of music suggestions and that personalized playlist. If you like the romantic songs or the love songs or the thrilling songs or the comedy related to anything, it may suggest us personally. In new aggregators, in that also personalized new fits and the articles. Okay. In the next, we have the interview questions. In that, the first interview question is, what is content based filtering? A content based filtering is a recommendation technique that suggests items to user based on their attributes or the features of the items and the user's individual preference. It compares the content of the item with a user profile to find the matches. Means Netflix recommends movies that are similar in the genre, actors or the directors to those who have watched before. Okay. How does it differ from the collaborative filtering? Content based filtering recommends item based on the features of the item and the past behavior. In the collaborative filtering, recommends item based on the preference of the similar user regardless of the item's attribute. For example, a content based filtering recommends books because you like historical fiction. In the collaborative, it recommends books liked by the users with a similar reading history. Okay. And what is a user profile and how it is created? A user profile is a representation of a user's interest based on their past interactions, such as viewed, liked, or the rated items. It is created by the analyzing item features from the user's history and summarizing them into a feature vector. For example, if a user watches the mostly sci-fi and action films, that profile including high weights for those genres. Okay. And similar matters are used in the content based filtering are cosine similarity, jacket similarity, and Leucidian justice. Okay. What are some limitations of content based filtering? Over specialization, cold start, and metadata dependency. Okay. How can you extract the features from the text or the images? From text, from images, for example, an article tags are extracted using the TIFF and images style and identifying the using a trained CNN. What is TF and IDF is used in recommendation system? So TF is term frequency and IDF is the inverse document frequency. And for transform text data like product description or the article content into the numerical vectors that highlights important and unique words for each item. These factors are then used to compare the items or the based on the user profile. Okay. Given an example of content based filtering in the real world. For example, Spotify recommends song based on the tempo, genre and the instruments used in the songs you liked. Okay. What is over specialization in the recommendation? Over specialization occurs when a system accommodates items that are too similar to those the user already likes, limiting exploration and the diversity. For example, watch if you watch one horror movie, the system keeps recommending only horror and nothing else. Okay. What is hybrid recommendation system? It is a hybrid system combines multiple recommendation techniques, typically content based and the collaborative filtering, to improve the accuracy and the overcome individual limitations. For example, Netflix uses both user preference, content based, and the pattern among the users collaborative to recommend show. So these are the interview questions. If you want the answers, I will provide these questions answers in the description box. And thank you so much. If you have any question related to the content based filtering, you can ask me in the comment, and let's connect in the comments box. Thank you.